First, you'll see farmlands, which some people say is boring, but personally I don't think it's that bad. Next, you'll see farmlands, which some people say is boring, but personally, I don't think it's that bad. And as you work your way north and west, you'll see farmlands, which some people say is boring, but okay.
What are your travel plans?
I'm just on a kind of a camping and photography trip. Yeah.
Do you have any cannabis on board in the vehicle?
No.
Do you have any alcohol or tobacco products?
Nope.
Firearms?
Nope.
Any firearm parts, any magazines, ammunition?
Nope.
Weapons? Pocket
No
knives,
weapons.
switchblades?
I can't I don't know if I had to answer all that. Did I have to answer all that? That seemed a little nosy.
Breathe out, my 2 feet on the ground.
And suddenly, it will get quiet. Mainly because you won't have service. The reality of the trip will begin to set in. You'll rack your brain for ideas on how you're going to keep yourself entertained. And thankfully, before long, you'll remember a road trip game that your dad used to play on family vacation.
I'm going to keep track of how many animals I can hit with my car. That's just kind of a fun challenge we'll track along the way. And it doesn't matter because they're just animals, so who even cares? Drove through Banff National Park this morning.
So it's got a fire pit and picnic table, not too far from the river. Sadly, the restaurant is closed on Tuesday nights. Yeah, are you?
I got some stuff to do.
Oh, okay, because the other option is to go to Valemont, which is about a 15-minute ride. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Our last little corner.
Yeah, you got firewood? I forgot to ask.
Oh yeah, we do sell firewood. It's 12 pieces for $10.50.
Okay.
And yeah, she's up there. She'll be there till 9 o'clock.
After driving through Banff and Jasper, the next day will be relatively disappointing. There won't be much drama in the landscape, so there won't be a lot to stop and photograph, which will perhaps leave you to your own devices for a little too long. Do all bodies have souls? We're going to be investigating NPC theory. How can you tell if someone's an NPC or not. Any kind of test you're gonna run, the NPCs are gonna be prepared for. We're just asking questions, and there's nothing wrong with that. Folks, I didn't want to get into this, but piggybacking on the whole time not being real thing, I'm starting to think, what do we think about history? There is something called prison planet theory. Riding my ass. Like either pass, there's room to pass me. Big ol' passing lane, no one's taking it. They just rather ride my ass. Folks, why is everyone in a hurry these days? You guys seen this? You guys noticed this? Folks, we are getting into some pretty remote lands. There's no one here to police us. There's no one here to tell us what we can and can't talk about. People talk about afterlife. Folks, what about pre-life? Well, I think we exist before and after. Even like the whole life expectancy thing. Like, when did we start solving solely for life expectancy and nothing else? And we're not even solving well for it. Why aren't we solving for friendships formed? I would be horrible at that. But hold on, folks. Let me stop off at this diner here quick.
Have your credit card for damage deposit?
So what are we looking for on this trip? Mountains. Yes. Glaciers. Of course. Bears and moose. You betcha. That might be kind of scary. We'll see how close we can get to a bear. I got a big zoom lens, so I don't think we'll have to get too close. Clouds. Yes. Good ass scenery. Of course. Various other wildlife and naturally occurring geological bullshit. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I'm driving through British Columbia, by the way. Beautiful British Columbia. They put adjectives on their license plate. It says beautiful British Columbia on their license plates, which, I don't know, seems a little insecure maybe, like trying to oversell. It is beautiful though, so I will. It is accurate, I guess. It's basically Colorado, but it's basically Colorado meets Oregon, but much bigger. And also Sasquatch probably lives here. Alright folks, it's day 5 of driving. I have to drive to the Arctic Ocean in 10 days or less, or else something very bad is going to happen to me and or my family. This is day 5. Yeah, so when you reach the Yukon, you're going to realize that you never came up with a compelling plot
for this video, you kind of just started driving. So after a quick brainstorming session, you'll come up with a story that you received this anonymous threat forcing you to drive up here in 10 days or less.
I'm handling the stress pretty well. I've noticed some weird lumps on my forehead and my neck. So I don't know, that might be the stress manifesting in a physical type of way, something to keep my eye on. I also have, there's a lump on my back. I should probably, I don't know what that's all about. It's been there like a year. I assume it's non-squamous, but, or maybe it is squamous. What does squamous mean? I was crazy. Almost hit a bear. He just came running at me. There wasn't really much I could do. I was thinking about it. If I probably would have just fled the scene had I hit that bear. I don't know if it's illegal or whatever, but I probably would not have stuck around or admitted fault. I would have bleached. I would have cleaned down. I would have wiped my vehicle clean of all bear hitting evidence, just because I don't know if they could get me on something. Even though it was obviously the bear's fault and I had video evidence, it was the bear's fault for sprinting at me. I thought bears were smart. The bear was acting like a deer. I felt it was a juvenile bear, didn't quite have its wits about it. I think we just spooked it. It didn't know which direction to run. No one told it where to run. It missed the starting gun. Pink Floyd. Yeah.
You're a wizard, Harry.
What day even is it? I think it's day 6. Day 6 of I gotta drive to the Arctic Ocean in 10 days or less, or else something very bad is going to happen to me and or my family. This is day 6. I don't want to say too much. Anything can happen. Everything happens for a reason, and anything can happen. We'll make the most of whatever happens in this situation. But it's not my time. I'm not going. There's a fear in me. It's not showing. This could be the end of me and everything I know. But it's not my time. I'm not going. There's a
big orange sign that says wait for pilot car?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I saw the blinking red and I thought, so yeah, it mixed up.
These guys are going back and forth. So
Okay, yep.
that's why I'm supposed to wait back there.
Yeah, sorry about that. Thank you. Apparently we were supposed to wait on the pilot car. A lot of these roads, there's like no one. A lot of the construction I've been through, it like closes late at night or early mornings. I wasn't sure. It was a blinking red. So it said wait for pilot car, but it was a blinking red. I figured it would just be red if it was like in use. Like blinking red I've always taken as just you stop and then you go. So that's probably on me. The sign, it did say wait for pilot car. It was more of a temporary sign. I should have used logic and reasoning to reason that is an easy sign to take down, so it's not like something they probably leave up overnight. I don't think I'm in trouble. I don't think there's really anything they can do to me. It's just a classic misunderstanding. I should have just gone. He can't catch me. I didn't want to just be waiting there for 30 minutes and then realize I should have just have gone. Oh boy, this is just straight mud. At this point in your journey, you will be weary from the road, and you'll let cynicism briefly get the best of you. There's been a lot of construction like this, and there's no warning. It doesn't say, hey, there's no road for the next 10 miles or 15 kilometers. Everything is in really weird measurements in this country. You would think it would say, hey, just a little heads up. There's really nowhere else you can go anyways, but just a little heads up. The road's gone. It would just be nice. I feel like in America, it says road work next however many miles. And here they're just like, we're working on the road. We'll see how much, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how much of the road we want to remove and then still call it a road. Road work's great. Road workers are great. I'm glad. I understand it's a necessary thing. I'm glad there's people doing it. Alright folks, we just turned on to the famed, or infamed, we'll see, Dempster Highway. Said next services are 370 kilometers. I think we're like probably 500 miles from the Arctic Ocean. It looks fine so far. It just looks like a normal gravel road. I'm gonna go slow. I'm in a no rush. If I can go 45 miles an hour, that's probably fine. That's good enough for the gals we go with. It's funny they call it a highway. Maybe just call it a road. Gosh, the Romans would be embarrassed of this road. But it is a road, and I'm on it, and I'm a guest here, so I appreciate it. Shortly after turning onto the Dempster Highway, you'll encounter a slow-moving vehicle, which will be very inconvenient. I'm only going 35 miles an hour right now. These people are very cautious. They were probably on Reddit too long, reading too many cautionary tales about what appears to be the frickin' gravel road. So they're probably overly cautious, they're probably living in a state of fear instead of just driving the road in front of them and not worrying about what bad thing happened to someone else and living their life around what one thing happened to someone else and they wrote a story on Reddit about it. So that could be what's going on up there. I don't know. I probably should have bought new tires in Whitehorse or something, but mine still have plenty of life. They're called like trail climbers. That's the name of the tire. How bad could it be if the name of the tire is trail climber? Riddle me that, science. You'll soon reach Tombstone Park, and the scenery will begin to outweigh the imperfect driving conditions. Folks, if you look out your right-hand window, we have some nice rolling green hills. Folks, if you look out,
Terrible view out the left. Some ugly looking conifer trees. I could certainly use words that you're no longer supposed to use to describe some of these trees, which I will not do, and I actually didn't even consider. I don't even know those words. Oh, shit, folks, look straight ahead. That's a pretty tall mountain. Not tall enough for there to be snow on it still, but still, I'm still impressed. Yeah, I wish there were more. There's some clouds up there. The shooting conditions, yes, it looks cool. It exists, that's fine. When you're as such an experienced professional landscape photographer as myself, you realize what it could look like. More towards sunset or with better, more interesting clouds. I know what you're thinking. What are you complaining about? That's so beautiful. I would give multiple limbs. I would give multiple limbs, or at least phalanges, to be where you are right now. That's so cool. Traveling is so valuable and inspiring. Maybe I should sabotage myself. I should just seek out potholes, see how many flats I can get, just to create adventure. You know, and there would be nothing wrong with that. That's a good way to look at it. I'm not gonna do that, but if something does happen, whatever, I'm sure I'll figure it out. And really, I should want that to happen because it would make for a better experience and story. So either way, it's a win-win. It's actually almost a lose-win. I almost lose if nothing bad happens to me. I was hoping maybe there'd be polar bears. I really didn't do any research before I was forced to come up here. That was not very nice what they did to me, making me come up here in 10 days or less. Still kind of incensed by that whole aspect of it. Whoa, folks, if you'll look out your front hand window, we have a beautiful valley flanked by some stone mountains. I don't know. I wonder if you still call these Rocky Mountains. They sure look rocky to me. Folks, you guys seen this? You guys heard of this? Up in the Yukon, they're not calling these mountains. You guys notice this? They don't call them the Rocky Mountains up in Yukon. What's the deal with that? They look pretty rocky to me. That's where you laugh. We are coming up on the Park Interpretive Center, which, what the heck even, what is an interpretive center? I would not have known how to interpret that mountain if this interpretive center did not help me. I don't know. We're gonna pull in here. We're gonna find out. I might try putting my GoPro on my backpack for the first time. Get some POV.
Starting points. The North Klondike River Trail is another one. It's a boardwalk trail along the river. It starts in the campground.
Okay.
It's a bit more chill. It's nice.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, between sites 18 and 19.
All right, folks, leaving the interpretive center. That was something. I hung out there, used the Wi-Fi a little bit. I'm still not sure what we are interpreting, I suppose. I kind of got lost in the beauty of the hostess's eyes, and I forgot my mission to figure out what an interpretive center even is. All right, folks, we are backtracking. This is going to be probably a half-hour delay. I forgot my blender at the first place I stopped to get some pictures. I set it upside down so it could kind of drain out, so then I could wash it out. Kind of knew I'd probably forget it. Yeah, I'm keeping my head held high. I'm not gonna let this get to me. It's a minor setback. Also, you see that massive chip on the windshield? I just got that. A truck just did that to me, probably on purpose. He probably did it on purpose. A truck coming the opposite direction, kicked that rock up. I saw the look in his eyes. I could tell he probably did it on purpose. So it's just kind of the types of people you come across out here, and that's fine too. All right, got the blender rescued. It's 22 minutes backtrack. So yeah, I get to enjoy this drive from both directions a couple times. Everything happens for a reason, as I think maybe I mentioned earlier in this video. So we'll see what the reason was. I'm not quite sure what the reason for that would have been. Doesn't really seem like there would be much of a reason. Maybe it will put us in a good position at sunset here, and we'll get the great shot that otherwise we would have been too far down the road. That's probably why it happened. And whoa, look behind me. It looks like Windows XP behind me. Wow. That's cool. Folks, am I inside of Windows XP? Many have been wondering recently. You guys saw that, right? See, now it's not Windows XP, but it just was. All right, we're stopping. There it is. There's Windows XP. Let's get some pictures of that shit.
No storm can shake my little star, while to them are gleaming.
Oh, it's looking pretty cool. We're getting into some more trees. I thought we were done with trees. I thought we were far enough north where trees would just quit. I thought we were past the line where trees say, nope, nope, I ain't living there. There's gonna come a line where we reach, maybe it's at the Arctic Circle. I don't know what line that will be at, but we're gonna come to a point, folks, and I'll make sure to point it out when we do. There's gonna come a point where trees are gonna give up. Trees are gonna be like, fuck that shit. I ain't living that far north. That's gonna be way too hard for me. So I'm just not doing it, and you can't make me. We're certainly gonna find that line some point here. We haven't reached it yet, which isn't good. That's just a testament to how much further we have to go. But the length of this road is also a testament to my heart and my character and my courage in taking on and completing this mission after having this very unfortunate threat sprung upon me to do this. So yeah, I took it in stride. I showed a lot of heart. The sun doesn't set till like 11 p.m. and that's kind of annoying because I just want to relax, just want to make a fire, cook my soup. From a photography perspective, it's actually good because you have a really long sunset. The sun comes in at a really low angle, so you have extended shooting hours, sunset hours, which you should be ecstatic about if you were committed to your craft. So maybe I'm not. I'm going to leave a bad review for the Yukon. Can't come up here during the winter because it's impassable. So you're forced up here in the summer. And then when you can come up here, the sun's frickin' up forever. And it just ruins your circadian rhythm and the way the world should work. And it's not good and nobody likes it. And everyone is incensed about it. Also, the road is a little too bumpy for my liking. That might contribute to my poor review. Can I leave a review for the highway itself? Had a great time. Incredible views. Encountered a few bumps. 3 stars. What a wonderful experience. Would highly recommend. Had the time of my life. Hit a couple potholes with my car. 2 stars. I don't know I don't remember most of it, but I don't have any bad memories of my time up there. 4 stars. Don't stop at the interpretive center. All they do is give you maps and recommend hikes. 3 stars. I could keep going. You want more reviews? All right, folks. The road is getting very bad, very rocky. It's like exposed rocks. I mean, it's not bad. It's just really bumpy, so I feel like I have to go slow. It's like rocks just sticking out of the road. I think the Canadian government should do something about this. This is not okay. It's gonna take me weeks. I don't know if I'm gonna make it at this pace. Mosquitoes are kind of bad, but it is nature. I don't know. I haven't had I stopped to make some coffee, but it's still too hot to drink it. So we'll see. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't, guys. If you know me, I don't want nothing to do with nobody before I've had my morning coffee. So if I've come across as dull or unengaging into this morning's update, that is probably why. Most prior updates have been following my morning cup of coffee, so I'm more jovial and lively host of this program for you fine folks. Had a great midnight sunset, which is cool, which is rare, which is different, so that's fun. There's still a lot of trees, which I wasn't expecting. We're gonna keep our eye on the tree situation today. We do have a couple ferry crossings. We'll probably get to at least one of them today. I'm getting a little delirious, not like I'm still a safe driver, safety first. I don't know. I don't even really care. I don't even really want to be here anymore, Tim Robinson meme. I don't even really want to be around anymore. The trip has lost a lot of its luster just from the sheer hours of driving every day, all day, every day, forever. But it'll be good. We're in it. We're man in the arena. It'll be good. Secondhand fun. Second degree. What is it? It's not secondhand. I think it's second degree fun. So yeah, settle in. Folks, get cozy, get your slippers on. It's summer still, isn't it? Maybe I might not post this till winter. There's going to be a lot of footage to edit. Maybe it will be winter. Maybe you live in the Arctic Circle and winter comes early. Get cozy, get your slippers on, and settle in for a long day of driving on the Dempster Highway. Day 7 of driving to the Arctic Ocean. Day 2 of driving the infamous Dempster Highway, according to Reddit. Point is, there's a lot of noise out there. But up here in the Arctic Circle, there is no noise. There's just a ton. There is actually, unless you stop for too long, and then there is the noise of mosquitoes, because they are aplenty. All right, folks, just saw some grizzlies. I did not feel like running after them, so didn't really get the best shots. Yeah, they're just kind of barreling through the tundra, kind of how bears do it. You know, we all know how bears are. I'll bet if you had a nice overland rig, you could about drive anywhere out here on the tundra. I don't know if you can or you're supposed to, but there's just nothing out here. You could just go. You could just go. Tree watch. I think we've lost all the trees. I have not seen a single tree for a few miles. So yeah, just kind of I was just a bit of a Nostradamus on that front. There might be one courageous tree up here somewhere yet, but for the most part, tree watch is complete. All right, folks, it is 10 a.m. on this beautiful day on the Dempster Highway inside of the Arctic Circle. If you'll flank your view straight ahead, folks, which is the only view you can flank your view to, we are diving through a gorgeous canyon. Wow, there's a nice creek off to our right. Tree watch! There are some trees. I lied earlier. There are some trees hanging out up here. That is odd. Wildlives. What are those birds? They look dumb and depressed. Maybe I'm projecting. We have a beautiful large culvert here. Wow, that is the largest culvert I've ever seen. By far. That is crazy. There's an unsightly communication tower up on that mountain straight ahead. That's gonna knock my review down 1 star. And prairie dogs. One of them was just flopping around in the middle of the road. Huh, maybe he's just taking a dust bath. Good old-fashioned gopher seizure. Gopher seizure, great name for a band, or perhaps a YouTube channel. Go, because it kind of sounds like go for seizure, which why would anyone want to go for a seizure? So it's already got your interest. And then you're like, oh no, it's gopher seizure. That makes so much more sense. That makes so much more sense now that I realize that. Tree watch! We have no longer have any more trees. Keep our eye on that. I jumped the gun a little bit on concluding we were done with tree watch. So we're gonna have to keep our eyes a little peeled. All right, folks, we are entering a new landscape. Look at that ahead. A perfectly flat horizon. I'm not gonna call it yet. I think we might be done with mountains. I do not see any mountains. A perfectly flat horizon up there. And what's the deal with the trees? Tree watch. The trees have returned in full force. I don't understand. I didn't think they could live up here. That makes being up here less special. If trees can live here, how crazy is that even being there? I think something weird. I think someone's playing tricks on me. Someone spawned them. Somebody spawned all these trees once they heard me make the call on tree watch. All right, folks, they had sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits. I got 2 of them. That is very exciting news. We're going to do a quick tour here of Fort McPherson, Northwest Territories, Canada. Spoiler alert, I might cut this out. We're only 5 hours. We're only 5 hours from the Arctic Ocean. That's cool. I'd miscalculated by at least 3 hours. I thought I was way farther from the Arctic Ocean. Gosh, if nothing goes wrong, we can probably get there today. So, that's exciting. It's a little sad because then once I'm there, what will I have to work towards anymore? Wrap this thing up in 2 or 3 hours here. We will be at the Arctic Ocean by dinner time. There's a little restaurant up there. I sure hope it's still open because I am going to order probably 2 meals or some sort of large meal. We'll discuss with the wait staff. If there is, it probably isn't even staff, just the person who runs the restaurant. Since this is a celebratory meal, I will probably not experiment with any local cuisine, so I'll probably go with some traditional American fare. I'm going to be quite gluttonous this evening. I'm going to eat to my heart's desire. I feel like I deserve it. I feel like if there's anyone in the world who deserves it, it's me for what I've been through on this journey, for the stresses I've been through, for the rigors I've been through. Tree watch! There are tons of trees. The landscape is quite ugly, unless you're into flat, dusty landscapes. I'm hoping the ocean really lifts my spirits up. I might go for a dip in the Arctic Ocean. It is nearly 80 degrees out. It's not what I would have guessed. You would have given me a pop quiz. Arctic Ocean, I would have answered. Cold, probably cold up there. Tree watch! Is this vindication? Many are wondering. There is not a tree in sight. Will there be any more trees on the last 60 miles? We are 60 miles from the Arctic Ocean, folks. If you will flank your view straight ahead, you will notice a small hill. See what's over this hill. More grasses, more tundra. Tundra, one of the 5 climate zones, I'm pretty sure we learned in 4th grade, 3rd grade. Biome, I mean. The tundra is one of the biomes, I presume, much like desert, much like rainforest, much like prairies, and etceteras, and others. Road grader watch. Hey, you jackass, why don't you grade the potholes I hit 2 days ago? Folks, what about an Arctic fox? That'd be cool to see. But they're white. Do they hibernate in the summer? Where do the Arctic foxes go? Because they would be out here on the tundra. Would they not? Look at this, folks. Some blue pools in the tundra. Lagoons. I'll bet those are lagoons. They kind of look like lagoons. Or is that more tropical? Can a lagoon be tundrous? We don't know. I don't think anybody knows. Folks, look at this tundra. Wow. That's exactly what I would have named it. If I would have come up here and everyone was like, what the heck? That's a unique landscape. That's different. What is that? What should we call that? I would have said probably tundra. Everyone would have been like, That's a weird word. That's a weird ass word. Why'd you invent that word for this? Be like, it's just what it seems like. So, whoever named this was very apt.
I don't know what any of this means, or why we go through so many things. Scared to death and too afraid to live. That's why me and my friends just talk about the aliens. Breathe in, breathe out, my 2 feet on the ground. Breathe in, breathe out, my 2 feet on the ground. What it is wasn't meant to happen any other way, 'cause it did.
Well,
doesn't really matter what you
made it.
wanted in the end.
I don't know. It's like I'm too tired to appreciate this. I don't know. Maybe there's nothing. Is there anything to appreciate? It's an ocean. There's water. Not what I expected. I'm relieved. I am relieved that I made it. Only took 7 days. Pretty impressive when you think about it.